of 45 degree with XY line. So this angle also would be 45 degree. Just we have tilted this rectangle like this. Now take the projections from this top view and front view. So for that, let we divide this circle into equal number of parts and draw projection lines from here. So vertical line from this point, horizontal line from this point, vertical line from this point, horizontal line from this point. So 4 points are there, and join all these 4 points with a smooth curve. So this represents this circular base. So if we are looking from this side, this circular base would be fully visible to us. Hence it is drawn by the full line. Now what's about this bottom face? So for that also draw vertical line from this point and horizontal line from this point. So one point is here, vertical line from this point and horizontal line from this point. So both these line will meet at this point. So here is the point. Similarly, vertical line from this point and horizontal line from here, and vertical line from this and horizontal line from here. So here we do have 4 points over here. Now as we are looking from this side, this base is not visible to us, and hence this invisible base is to be represented by the dotted line. So join all these points with the smooth curve and with the dotted line, because this base is not visible to us if we are looking from here. Now join these two ellipses. Both will be elliptical shape because it's an inclined at an angle of 45 degree. So join both these ellipses in such a way that this line becomes tangent to both these curves. So draw tangent line to this both ellipse. Then as this is an outside line, this would be visible. So outside line is never dotted line. So make it visible or make it full line, and draw here solid line and join here a line with the tangent line like this. So this is the view of this solid for this cylinder. If this cylinder is tilted like this would be the front view. Now cutting plane. Here cutting plane is parallel to vertical plane. So this cutting plane would be parallel to XY line and it bisects the axis. So find out the midpoint of this axis. The total length is 120 millimeter. So at a distance of 60 millimeter from this base, mark a point and draw a cutting plane line. This cutting plane line represents this cutting plane which is parallel to VP and it bisects the axis. Now this is the solid and this is the cylinder and this is the front view of this cylinder. This base is visible to us, this one, and this base is not visible. Now let we draw this problem. Let me draw its sectional front view and a true shape of this section. So how to draw this solid? Up to this step we have drawn, right? You can name the end points. So here is point number 1, point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and as it's a top view, and here 1 days, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days and 8 days. Equal division of this circle, that is 8 equal parts are made. Now to redraw this rectangle at an angle of 45 degree with XY line, let me pick up one point over here, and from that point let me draw a line at an angle of 45 degree with XY line like this. So from this point anywhere you can draw, anywhere on this XY line, draw a line at an angle of 45 degree with XY line and measure the length of this cylinder or length of this rectangle in top view. Measure this length, it is 120 millimeter, right? Put it over here and cut an arc over here. So this is the first point which represents over here. Similarly, find out the position of other points. Here is the point and here is the point. So from this point draw a line at an angle of 45 degree on this side, so that the included angle would be 90 degree. So this line is this one, this base, and here by measuring the distance draw a line at an angle of 45 degree again a line over here. Now transfer all these points 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 on this axis from here. This is measure this distance, put it over here, cut it over here. 1 2 3 4 would be here, so draw an arc like this. So by measuring all this distance, put the points over here, somewhere here. Here is point number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So all the points we have located or we have redrawn on this front view, and draw the generators, the imaginary generators which we have drawn in the top view, the previous step. Repeat those over here. So what we have done, we have just redrawn this rectangle over here at an angle of 45 degree with XY line. Now take the projections from each point. Vertical line from point number 1 like this, draw vertical line from point number 1 and horizontal line from point number 1 dash, right? 1 dash is here, 1 is here, 1 dash is here, 1 is here, both will meet at one point. It is somewhere here. So this is point number 1. Here is point number 1 or 1 dash. Similarly point number 2. So from point number 2, draw a straight vertical line. 2 and 8 both will pass on both will be on the same point. 7 and 3 both will be on the same point. 6 and 4 on the same point, and 5. So vertical lines from all these points 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and horizontal lines from all these points 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days and 8 days, like this. And these are the points of our interest. Point number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So name these points: 1 days, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days and 8 days. And join all these points with a smooth curve, as it represents the circular base which is towards us, and it would be a smooth elliptical shape, and that would be a regular ellipse having two diameters, major diameter and minor diameter. Major diameter will be equal to the diameter of the cylinder, that is 100 millimeter, and minor diameter would reduced by cos 45 degree. Now what's about this bottom face? So for this bottom face also repeat the same steps. Vertical lines from all these endpoints like this, all these 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, or you can give any name, and horizontal lines from all these points. So here also we do have 8 more points over here, and all these points should be joined with the dotted line, as they represent the hidden portion, like this, join with the dotted line. And as this is an outside diameter, outside line, it should be represented by the solid line, as it is we have drawn with the green. Use the same color for consistency, like this, and this is the dotted line, and the slant edges, straight edges would be when tangent to both these ellipses should be drawn over here. So this is the solid, the position of the solid is drawn. Now think about the cutting plane. The cutting plane is parallel to XY line or parallel to vertical plane and bisect the axis. So find out midpoint of this axis. The midpoint of this axis would be somewhere here, and from that point draw a cutting plane line. So that would be like this. This is a cutting portion, and here cutting plane line would be like this. 2 small dash and 1 long dash, and darken at the end this represents the cutting plane line, and as this portion is removed, this one would retain with us. So make it darker so that we can represent that this portion retains with us, this internal portion, and rest all is cut portion. This retains with us, this one from here to here and from this end to this end, and this bottom one, this portion is removed one. So you can erase it or make it much lighter to reduce the misconfusion. Now pick up all the points intersection of this cutting plane and respective points. Here on generator 5, point number P5 would be there. So let me name accordingly. Here on 4 and 6, 2 points would be there, P4 and P6. On 3 and 7, here generator 3 and 7 is there. So 2 point P3 and P7 would be there. Here 2 points would be there, that is P2 and P8, and here 1 point is there, that is P1. So this is very important step to find out the points on respective generators. Here one generator is there, so 1 point P1 is here. 2 generators are here, so P2 and P8 2 points are here. 2 generators are here, P3 and P7 2 points would be here, P4 and P6 and P5. Now after locating all these points, P1 to P8, our task is easy. From this point, draw straight vertical line, that is generator line, like this vertical line that will cut this one generator at this point. This is generator number 1, so at this point, here is the point, right? Then from P2 and P8, draw straight vertical line that will cut P2 and P8 two generators, one at here, another at here. Similarly P7 and P3 are here, so from this draw straight vertical line that will cut P3 at this point, 3 days generator, and 7 days generator at here, so 3 and 7. Similarly P4 and P8 are here, so from this draw straight vertical line, P8 is here and P4 is here. Then P5 is here, so from this point straight vertical line, here is point number P5, and join all these points with a smooth curve. So as it's a true shape, it would be elliptical like this, and as it's a cylinder, the cut portion would be smooth curve. There will not be straight lines as the curved portion is cut like this. And in this section, draw a section lines like this. So these section lines represents the sectional front view, and here cutting plane is parallel to XY line, this one. So this sectional front view also represents the true shape of the section. You can write here it's a sectional front view as well as the true shape. Why it is true shape? Because this cutting plane line is parallel to XY line, and this represents the top view of this section. So these are the steps to be followed to solve this problem, and I hope the solution is clear to you. Next problem, example number 3. A cone diameter 100 mm and height 120 mm has its circular base on vertical plane. Its axis makes an angle of 45 degree with VP. It is cut by a cutting plane which is parallel to vertical plane and bisects the axis. Draw projections, sectional views and a true shape of the section. Here cone of diameter 100 mm and height 120 mm is given, and here also some typical condition is given. Circular base is on vertical plane, not on horizontal plane. similar to previous example. So this is the brief data, and first of all draw XY line which represents intersection of HP and VP, name X and Y, and draw a circle above XY line of diameter 100 millimeter, that is radius 50 millimeter. Because here it is given that the base is on vertical plane, so the circle should be drawn above XY line. Then draw its axis, vertical axis, horizontal axis or center line of this circle, and insert the dimension, diameter 100 millimeter, and as height is given, so from this both the end points draw straight vertical line, and height is given, so at a height of 120 millimeter mark a point on the axis and join these points with the straight lines and make a triangle below XY line. So this is the front view and top view of given solid. And further it is given that the axis is 45 degree to vertical plane. So here this axis makes an angle of 90 degree with vertical plane. So we have to tilt this triangle in such a way that the axis makes an angle of 45 degree with XY line. So for that, let me move this triangle over here and let me tilt at an angle of 45 degree like this. What we have done, first we have shifted this triangle over here and it is tilted. First it is shifted over here, then it is tilted at an angle of 45 degree with XY line. Now draw projections from these endpoints as we do always. Vertical line from this point, horizontal line from this point, then vertical lines from here, horizontal line from here. So 4 points are here that we have put over here, and as these 4 points represents this base which would be elliptical, so and this base is not visible to us, so there should be joined with the smooth curve. This apex point is here, so from this apex point draw straight vertical line, from this apex point draw horizontal line, both will meet at this point. So this is the position of apex point in front view. Now join all these points with the smooth curve and with dotted line, because this base will not be visible if we are looking from here, or this corner is towards XY line. So if you look